caught in the crossfire.
We gonna get into this Hassan Campbell video, disrespecting Gillie. I think he just want attention. Like you know you're wrong in this situation. You just want Gillie to respond. You just want Gillie to respond. But somebody actually spoke out on this Shabazz, and then Hassan. This is how I know that you did this for attention, because when the bull Shabazz, you didn't get attention from the person that you wanted to get attention from, but you got attention. Soon as Shabazz says something, he did a video on it right away, wearing the same shit. This is how we know that you was waiting for somebody to respond. You're still in the same clothes that you were in when you made this video. So you made the video, put it up, and waited for somebody to respond. And the second they responded, you did another video. Come on, bro.
Shall we begin? Shall we begin? Let me start off by saying this, right? For years, I was on YouTube. In my title, man get robbed of his life, man get shot dead. I said F all that. F all that. Nobody cared. These young boys was in the street drilling and killing, drilling and killing, drilling and killing. So, one day, I did a story. And I was talking about a brother that got murdered, right? And I said, he got his snot box rocked. He got his TV turned off. He got aired out so bad, he was rolling around on the floor doing a hula.
Man, there you go with that bullshit.
It wasn't because I was disrespecting the dead. It was because I was fed up and sick and tired of seeing our brothers, our younger brothers, older brothers, whatever, get aired out.
So let me stop you right there, because that's a crock of shit. That is a whole crock of shit. You did it for attention. And then everything's how you know you did it for attention, because you start saying it. Once you realize that it got you attention, you start repeating it over and over again afterwards. And number two, how you gonna say that when you threaten to kill people every other day? That makes no sense. I'm tired of seeing the young bulls get aired out. That's bullshit, my nigga, because you threaten to air niggas out every other day. You even threaten to R-word them. So you saying this is a crock of shit. You're using it as a smoke screen for why you did this shit. Why you disrespected the dead. How would you feel if somebody was like, your fat ass mom got her snack box rocked when she died? You wouldn't like that.
It wasn't because I was disrespecting the dead. It was because I was fed up and sick and tired of seeing our brothers, our younger brothers, older brothers, whatever, get aired out.
Bullshit.
Shall we begin? Now, first and foremost, right? I just got one question for Gillie and Walo, right? How you get $100 million?
You pocket watching?
And your kid is still in the hood.
Shut your bitch ass up!
You're mad because you didn't get that $100 million.
Message!
You're mad because they came in the game after you and floated past you and then got $100 million deal. That's what you're really mad about. It ain't about that. It's about the fact that they got that $100 million deal. And the $100 million deal was between both of them. That trickles down. They got agents, they got lawyers, they got accountants, and they got to split it between them. And who says that they get it all in one lump sum? Who said that they get that money in all one lump sum? How you know that they got the money up front? You don't. You're just talking out your ass. And again, Gillie's son was 25, 26 years old. Let me repeat that. Gillie's son was 25, 26 years old. He was a grown man. Message! Gillie can tell him to stay out the hood, but he can't make him stay out the hood. And then top that off, you got kids in the hood. You got kids in the shelter right now while you sitting on that fucking couch, comfortable, while your kids are suffering in the shelter.
Oh, hell no! Heal up, bring it back, come rewind. Hold up. How do you get $100 million check? Why is your kid still in the hood?
Because he was a grown ass.
See, let me tell y'all a little story, right? Not too long ago, I had an individual that I was trying to help.
No, he wasn't. He talking about Five God, right? When did you try to help Five God? You didn't try to help none of the niggas that was around you. If you tried to help them, they would have excelled the way you did. But you didn't. You wanted to keep them at the low stages that they were at, and then when they branch off, all of a sudden they ungrateful. No, nigga, they tired of being up under your thumb. You don't want to see nobody do the same or better than you, so they left. You always claim you trying to help somebody. You don't want to help nobody.
He wanted to go viral, so he sent some dudes. After I did a live outside on University of Burnside, 1895, go outside, smash my window, key my car up in the middle of the night. Then told people on the internet I got chased.
Well, if you see the video, you didn't want to come out. There's a video. You forgot that Five God put up the video, my nigga? You didn't want to come out that building? Oh, this nigga's scared. You did get chased.
By gunmen. You're right.
You did.
Right?
You didn't want to come out
This
the
is what
building.
they did. The next day, a couple of days, the same individual that I tried to help did an album cover with me in a coffin to go viral. Right? That's just to give you an example of how dirty the streets is.
What does that have to do with Gillie the kid's son getting shot? Can somebody explain that to me? Can somebody explain what does that have to do with Gillie the kid and his son?
Don't worry, I'll wait.
What does any of this have to do with it? Nothing. He just wanted to, he's just throwing out rope. He's grasping onto, he's falling. And he's grabbing onto anything that he can grab onto as he falls.
See, 1895 is gone now. And now my wife and kids is living in a castle somewhere yonder. And all of my kids was moved out of the hood. And the ones that you still see in the hood is because they mama hood and don't want to go nowhere.
That's bullshit. So that doesn't make an excuse. Let's go by your logic. Where's all the fathers and the fathers stepping up? So why didn't you step up and take custody of the kids? That's a good question. If they wanted to stay in the hood and they were still hood, why didn't you step up and take custody of the kids if you didn't want your kids in the hood?
That boy is good.
You know why? Because everything you're saying is a crock of shit. You know damn well you ain't moved none of them kids out the hood. You moved yourself out the hood, but you didn't move your kids out the hood. Every last one of your kids is still in the hood. All the kids that don't live with you, in the hood. You gonna try to blame their mom. It's cause they mothers is in the hood. Get the fuck out of here, bro. If that was the case, you would have just took custody and got them out the hood if you really cared. the way you talking about Gillie, kid. You really care if you was really concerned about somebody's kids being in the hood, the way you concerned about Gillie's son being in the hood, you would have took custody of your kid and took him out the hood.
Message!
But you didn't. You know why? Because you don't give a fuck.
She had options.
No, she didn't.
Now here's...
Does living in the shelter sound like an option to you? That don't sound like... You don't go to a shelter because you have the option to. You go to the shelter because you ain't got no other choice.
This boy's a motherfucking dummy!
Your baby mother was in a shelter with your kids. So the fact that you sit here and say she had options, who? A person living in a shelter don't have too many, you don't have any options. They not there because they wanted to be.
That's the thing, right? You got $100 million. Check. I moved my family. I ain't never seen $100 million. Only a couple.
What?
Yeah, you ain't never seen $1 million. Stop fucking lying. Because you still talking about making that first $1 million. Now all of a sudden you seen a couple. Just the other day when he was arguing with Zip, you about to see me make $1 million. Meaning his first $1 million. Now all of a sudden you made a couple million. Oh man.
You got $100 million. Check. I moved my family. I ain't never seen $100 million. Only a couple.
You's a fuck.
And with the little pennies that I got in little spurts, I made sure I moved my family out of the hood and took care of everybody around me.
That is blasphemous.
You explain to me how Walo and Gillie got $100 million worth of gain. For everybody else's kid, you can see the downfall of Young Thug, but you couldn't see your son in the street getting his snot box rocked with all that jewelry on.
Bro, you just said he has all this jewelry on. So obviously the man is living fine. He obviously don't live in the hood. He obviously was visiting the hood. He got to look at the chain he got on right now, probably like $30,000, $40,000. You think that nigga got a $30,000 chain around his neck, $30,000, $40,000 chain around his neck, and he's still living in the hood? Nigga, you weird. You weird. Right, he's all cat. 4 doctors, peace and welcome to the channel.
Like he was in a moving target. I don't even understand this. But I really, really do.
And don't he go to the hood with his jewelry on? Doesn't he go back and visit the hood with every chain he has on? You were just arguing with Kwame Brown about wearing all your jewelry to the hood. And then thank you. I'm so glad I just remembered that shit. Isn't this what he was arguing with Kwame Brown about? Wearing jewelry in the hood? That's what the argument he had with Kwame Brown. Kwame said, so you being a father, why would you go to the hood wearing all that jewelry? It's because I blah, 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 and I'm hood and this, that, and the third because I want to. Same thing with Gillie's son.
Because if y'all watch my last live that I put on private, and I'm going to put it back up and I'm going live again an hour from now. It's 8:59. At 10 o'clock, 10:30 this morning, I'm going live again because I got a lot to say. I don't even think y'all understood. It's like I didn't predict it.
And he was arguing with Kwame Brown about this shit.
Do you understand that you can't sit down at Satan's table?
He gets into a whole fight with somebody about the exact same topic that he's shitting on Gillie about. And then turn around and judge somebody else for doing the same shit he does every day.
Without somebody losing their soul? Do you understand that you cannot sit down at Satan's table? Take that, take that, take that. What did Nori say? That there's a door. There's a door. I don't know.
And you went through that door. Don't put it on Nori. You said it was a door. You went through that door, and you look stressed. You look sick. All these niggas looking real stressed and sick lately. Him, Young Pharaoh, they both look real stressed and sick lately. Is it me, or am I bugging? Leonard, tell me this nigga don't look stressed, sick. All of these niggas.
I don't know if it's sacrifice.
Now you trying to say he sacrifices something.
Isn't that the words of Nori? That there's a door? I don't know if it's homo. I don't know if it's sacrifice.
So now you're accusing Gillie the kid, Gillie and Walo, for sacrificing his son?
Stop it. Get some help.
I've known Gillie. I don't know him personally, but I've followed Gillie for years. I've heard stories about him. Everybody in Philly know who Gillie is. Everybody's heard all the stories. From my experience of the man, I strongly doubt that he would trade his son's life for $100 million. I've seen this nigga turn down deals. React, what's up, bruh? I've seen Gillie turn down deals because his homies couldn't get the deal. I've seen him turn down so many offers. You think he's gonna trade his son's life for that shit? Bro, you's a weirdo. You try to turn everything into a conspiracy because so when you get your money, we can safely say you walk back through the door, right? When you make your $1 million that you claim that you're gonna make, we can safely say that you're walking back through that door. You're sacrificing somebody. We can say that, right?
Message.
Put a 1 in the chat if that's not reasonable, right? Whenever he gets in front of so the money that you made on YouTube, we can safely say that you walk back through the door, right? We can safely say that.
Isn't that the words of Nori? That there's a door these celebrities is telling you. And see, what y'all don't understand is, right? What y'all don't understand is that once you sign to Satan's contract, once you sign to Satan's contract and you sign that contract and you don't even understand.
No, you full of shit.
Death could come in so many different ways. When the angel of death decides to come to get you, it's like when you watch that movie, Final Destination. You could
always a movie. Always a movie. I'm surprised he ain't say it's like in the movie the movie Matrix where Neo fighting the old Indian dude, and before they get to fighting, the old Indian dude tells Neo, before I fight you, you can only know a person after you fight him. It's like that. I'm surprised he didn't use that because he used that shit for everything. But it's always a movie, bro. You need to stop watching movies. You really need to stop watching movies.
be on a roller coaster ride. It could come in the form of roller coaster ride. It could come in the form of how Kanye West's mother was getting an operation done.
Right.
Did y'all not hear Kanye West say that they sacrificed his mother? It might not even have been the doctors. It might have just been the angel of death, because once you sign on that dotted line.
Wait. So the angel of death is working with the Illuminati now? Is that what you're telling us? The angel of death is working with the Illuminati now? When you sign a contract, the angel of death come and sacrifice your loved one? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're telling me right now?
Stop it. Get some help.
Now the Illuminati got a contract with the angels, y'all. He said he speaks from experience, right? Right? That's a fact. But the angel of death got a contract with the Illuminati, y'all. That's who. The angel of death is the hitman for the Illuminati, y'all. I ain't know that. Did y'all know that? Put a one in the chat if you knew that. The angel of death is the hitman for the Illuminati. I ain't know that. Did y'all know that? Right. That's a good one too. I thought that's how he caught his first body. Right.
Goat Lucy is coming to collect. The angel of death is coming to collect. In the Bible, it tells you it is easier for a camel to get.
No, I know that, Leonard. I'm just saying, because that's what he said. Listen to what he just said. That's why I said it. I know who the angel of death is. I know who he worked for. But listen to what he just said.
Was getting the operation done. Did y'all not hear Kanye West say that they sacrificed his mother? It might not even have been the doctors. It might have just been the angel of death, because once you sign on that dotted line, Goat Lucy is coming to collect. The angel of death is coming to come.
You heard what he said. Once you sign in the dotted line, the angel of death is coming to collect. So by what he's saying, he's basically telling us that the angel of death works for the Illuminati.
Stop it. Get some help.
he said, fuck that, God not paying enough. I'm going down here and work for these niggas. What is we talking about here, bro? His son got killed, or probably for some hate and shit. They probably mad that his dad got that $100 million deal. There's a lot of hate now, a lot of hate going on in Philly, bro.
To collect. In the Bible, it tells you it is easier for a camel to get through the eye of a needle, a sewing needle, than it is for a rich man to get into paradise. Why? Why is that? Because once you go through that industry door.
No, that's not what that means. It means just because you're rich doesn't mean you can buy your way into heaven. That's what that means. It doesn't mean what the fuck you talk. A rich man is because you can't go through that door. So you mean to tell me that there were contracts when they made the Bible? You know, they was giving out music contracts and shit like that. They was giving out deals back then when the Bible was wrote. Bro, you sound like a fucking idiot, bro. That's what that's for. The Bible, this shit, they weren't doing these type of deals back then when the Bible was written.
Rich man to get into paradise. Why? Why is that? Because once you go through that industry door.
There was no industry when the Bible was written. So how would that even make sense?
You had to lose something. And in this case right here, it's crazy how many people are saying the same thing, because people are starting to wake up.
Nobody's saying this shit but you.
It's a door.
Nobody said this shit but him.
Why you think so many people that get through that door don't come back and put nobody else on? Because they can't. Gillie sitting up there.
So we can say the same thing about you, right? You ain't putting nobody on. We can say the same thing about you, right? So it stands to reason Hassan Campbell went through that door. Again, who has he put on? Who has he helped? Huh? Who has Hassan Campbell put on? Who has he helped?
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Having somebody stand next to you is not putting them on. Having somebody sitting behind you in the video that's not putting them on. Who did Hassan Campbell put on? He describing himself.
Yeah, Gillie sitting up there filming Walo in a $500,000 million car. And his kids are still in the hood.
His kids don't live in the hood. His son didn't live in the hood. He just was visiting, nigga. Just like you like to go back and visit the hood and hang out on a corner like some degenerate. That's what he was doing. Shit. He wanted to flex. You know, my pop just got $100 million.
Well, the little niggas out there is on demon time.
You need to wipe that old folk gook out your corners.
Philly is in the top 5. And you still had your sons running in them streets?
Actually, we're in the top 3.
So you telling me your $1 million worth of game was bullshit? Maybe you should practice what you preach. It is what it is.
You've been trying to get Gillie attention for the longest. He's not going to respond to you. You think talking about his son is going to get him to respond to you, but he's not. He knows what you want, and he's not going to give it to you. If anything, Gillie's going to come see you. If anything, Gillie's going to come see you and run up in your fucking mouth. If anything. Gillie ain't going to argue with you back and forth on the internet with what you want to do. That's what he want. He want Gillie to argue with him back and forth on the internet, but Gillie ain't going to do that. Especially now that you just said that shit about his son. Gillie going to fuck around and go take a trip to New York and run up in your mouth, bro. You fucking with the wrong nigga. Gillie ain't the type of person to sit there and argue with you back and forth on the internet. Gillie, one of the only niggas that I've ever seen in Philly stand up to Beanie Siegel. He got sat back down on his ass, but he still stood his ground. Beans put him on his ass, but he stood his ground. He was one of the only niggas that wasn't scared of Beanie Siegel.
You better be careful, little buddy.